Speak up, speak out. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the show where you can show your love, no doubt about it. Where self-love and self-worth are the topics of the day. Right here on the Just Blah Show, where love is the only way. And here are your hosts, Barb and Faye.
This is Barb.
And this is Faye, and welcome to Just Blah. Of course, this is the review for Beautiful Mess and the top 3 memes that we were able to locate with the highest reactions. And we were like pleasantly surprised, the ones that got a lot of reactions or comments and shares, by the way. And thank you. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for sharing this information, because you never know who needs to see these information. And we're flattered that you take the time to look at our page and spend take that moment to share it or comment. We really do try to review as much as we can. And so for me and Barb, thank you so much. And Barb, I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to you.
Yes, it's gotten to the point where we decided we probably need to just show up once a week and talk about stuff, because I literally cannot keep up with all the comments. And I want to recognize everybody taking the time to want to even comment or to like or heart us or to even share, which I'm overwhelmed at how often you all share the page. Of course, the page was started for me just trying to reach out and connect with other people and to share who I am and how I'm experiencing the world, and kind of get that is anybody else because
anybody else
I'm feeling pretty lonely in this,
Yeah.
and I just knew that it was a good thing to do, and it was just fun, and it's still fun. It's just grown into this massive following, and like Faye said, there's 2 of us and there's a whole lot of you, and we're so excited and thankful and just grateful, and I'm excited to show up every week and just be a part of Just Blah reviewing Beautiful Mess. Just Blah is our blog or our video vlog.
So Barb, what top 3 ones did you pick for us to at least look at real quick? And then while she's pulling that up, just let everybody know, if you're not reviewing this on on Beautiful Mess actual page, I'll include the link in the comments below. If you'd like to go and just like our page, we would appreciate it. And with that, you can see the beautiful
I want to take a moment. I took a minute to put this together. So this
Talking with Barb. Hi, top memes of the week. And so Barb,
I say Barb, hang on a second. It's not moving. Oh, there we go. And then Beautiful Mess with Just Blah, as we mentioned. So this is our biggest one. Of course, this was posted at the beginning of the week. I understand, like I saw some today that I posted this morning that I feel I'm going to probably add to the list next week because it's getting such huge responses, but we can only pick 3. So I wanted to include, so if you guys look at this at the bottom here, if you can see, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but where it says down here with the little buttons, we had 34,000 icon likes, hearts, mentions, 728 comments, and 43,000 shares. That's humongous. So that tells me that this is really impactful for a lot of the readers or followers here on Beautiful Mess. And it's the beautiful, 4 agreements. It's been around, I think, gosh, I want to say 20 years. I didn't do my research. I'm sorry. I'm just guessing. But around there, by Don Miguel, what's his name?
Ruiz.
I saw him speak like right before COVID, and it was with his son, and it was just amazing going over their 5th agreement. It was an amazing speech. And the thing is, I think this resonates with people because at the heart of who we are, this is who we want to be. This is how we want to be perceived in the world. And we don't always do it perfectly, but we do it with intention. So it's just putting those seeds in there, and just as somebody put this together, I didn't put this together. They broke down the 4 agreements, and then they gave 4 little shout outs for what it meant to them when they put it together as a synopsis of that agreement. And so there were so many comments on this. And some people felt like it was very restrictive, all the way to I live by this and I, read it every day. So, and none of it's wrong. It's just how we perceive the words and how we bring it through our belief structure and how we apply it to our world.
Yeah, and
So,
just so you know, it again, obviously the person who put this together obviously couldn't include everything. There is a book called The Four Agreements where it goes into detail for each of these agreements. So I understand it being restrictive as far as what is being presented here, but again, it's just kind of an outline. And really, I would encourage anyone who is sparked by this to go and
be
look at
curious.
this book, be curious. I will try to find a link for you and also put that in the comments below and see to if I can locate where to find the book, probably on Amazon. If you like Audible,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much available almost anywhere, on any of the booksellers. I mean, so I'll try to find at least one link. That way, if you are interested in it, but if you just put in the name Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, I'm saying his name wrong. Ruiz,
I know
can I not
sounds
say?
horrible.
But
And I
anyway,
also want to mention on YouTube, if you put this in, it's not for every book, but I
yeah,
have found that people will read books and you can listen to it. I don't know if
yeah,
they're
and it
free.
doesn't cost
It
anything.
doesn't cost
Yeah,
anything if that's a
can be a
cost.
little dry sometimes, but it's good.
Yeah, but you're there for the information.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean, as more of the intention. I mean, I don't know what that is, but it's there. I've listened to books that way because I couldn't find the book and it happened to be there. Or
yeah.
at least you find a lot of information on YouTube about
Try your
people
local
talking about them.
library too. Most
Yeah.
libraries will have this. Okay, so what's the next one here?
So this one was really, I was surprised, honestly. I didn't think I almost didn't post it because I didn't think people would respond to see that's me putting my story on it. So my little spin, but this ended up being one of the bigger ones. Don't let anyone rent space in your head unless they are a good tenant. And I was like, oh, and the reason I posted it, it was that because that was for me, because I
Yeah,
struggle with that,
yeah,
when we start making up stories about our relationships with people in our lives and instead of being brave enough to talk about it, you start
yeah,
making up stories and why you should or shouldn't. And that's even for the people we fall in love with, and that's a key word there, in love. That's a whole nother conversation.
yeah,
But that's a huge red flag for me if I start having those type of, it's like, ooh, or if I start wanting to back away from somebody without communicating why I want to back away with them. What am I afraid of? What am I wanting? It really messes with my head. So that's why
yeah.
it resonated with me.
Yeah, the should thing, that's such a classic therapy line, right? That don't
Right.
should on anyone.
Yeah, right, right.
I've heard that since in my early 20s, right? Shoulda,
Yeah.
coulda, woulda kind of a thing.
Right. And the
Okay.
reason I don't share some of the comments is because I just want to make sure that, it's if you want to go see it and read the thread, go for it. But I
Yeah,
don't feel like I should be calling people out on here
yeah,
without their permission.
yeah.
It is a public page, but feel free to go look for it. It was in this past week. I guess I should have put the date that it's between the
Um,
15th and the 21st. I think I want to say this one was on the 17th, but I'm not 100% sure.
yeah,
But you can find it. You don't have to scroll too far to find it. And so I just think this is an amazing example of how not only myself, but it seems like
mhm,
at least 595 people who commented on it
yeah,
had some that have some type of feelings around this particular quote. And then 25,000 people shared this. And that was when I went and grabbed it. So it could even be more now. So that's a cool one. And then the last one that I grabbed was, and I love this one, and I've shared
yeah,
this every time it comes up. It is something I tell myself. It's really for self-talk, and and I wanted to slow it down because this is about a positive. I don't want to say positive. It's an affirmation to own who I am, and then once I can own who I am, I can share this message with others because if I can see it for myself, then I can see it for you, even if maybe you can't see it. And it's how I perceive people. And I'm not saying that it's all, rainbows and, lollipops and stuff, but when I sit still and think about those that I am, closely connected with, and this is how I truly feel from the heart center. And then our stories get all mingled and, that stuff. But at the center of it all, this is what it is. And I just absolutely love this quote. I do not know who wrote it. I tried to find the author many years ago when I found it. And so thank you, unknown author, but it was touched me enough where I share it actually probably twice a year, because every time I do, it does get such a huge response, because I do view people this way. So I'm going to read it because it's so empowering.
Sure.
So I will keep telling you that you are important, deserving, loving, intelligent, worthy, compassionate, beautiful, creative, inspiring, brave, true. You're strong and able until you finally realize it for yourself. And I think that last line just kind of, or that last part really tells you that. It's like, you may not see that for yourself right now because of whatever you're struggling through, but other people do see you this way. And just to have that gentle reminder in the back of your head as that little seed helps you to maybe able to see it, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe someday. And then you'll be able to see it for others. And sometimes we see it in others before we see it in ourselves.
Yeah, but in order to identify it in somebody else, you have to have been able to experience this at some point.
Right.
And hopefully, it'll help kind of drop the veil from your eyes and see that what you see outward is what's inward. So with that, I want to say thank you for participating on the page. And I always like to say, go find your joy. And I look forward to talking with Barb again next week.
Yep. And let us know if there's a particular one that you do want feedback on about why did you post this, or, what's your view on that? We're more than happy to go back and relate. Just make sure you tell me what date it was on and which one you're referring to, because sometimes there's a lot and I can't find it. And I do want to do what I can to create clarity, create communication. And with that, my motto that I tell most people is, you can't do you wrong. So just show up and do the best you can every day. And we're excited that you're here.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Okay, see you next week. She said.
She said.
Hang on.